Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
Of the American Blind Association. He's the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula of all formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Thank you. Let's hit it, Gina.
We sure do. We have Mr. Brian Hemrick. He spent 20 years marketing major motion pictures, including 8 Mile, my favorite movie of all time, Remember the Titans. Well, one of them. I know. And The Hangover. He left Hollywood behind, though, to become a real estate investor in apartment buildings and self-storage. He lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan, far from Hollywood now, with his wife, his 2 kids, and hosts a weekly show called the Rental Property Owner and Real Estate Investor Podcast. And Mr. Ken Van Loo ended up on his show, or vice versa. And here is Mr. Brian Hemrick today. Welcome, Brian.
Brian, thanks so much for being here. Happy Why Wednesday to you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I'm excited.
I cannot even imagine the complexity of the hello to yes dynamics that you face in Hollywood. Congratulations for successfully navigating those and what you're up to in the world.
Thank you. Thank you. You're right. I mean, there was a lot of yes to no dynamics there in Hollywood. No doubt about it.
And how about a fun fact, Brian?
Fun fact about me is I once spent the night in a haunted house.
Nice. Oh, that sounds like fun.
It wasn't at the time, but I didn't. There was a story about a crying baby and a story about a woman at the foot of the bed that happened that night. And when I heard about it after the fact, it was actually pretty interesting, pretty exciting.
Belvarita, we just keep bringing on more and more of your friends or people who would be a friend of yours in the woo world. Like the woo world is present once again.
Just because someone spends a night in a haunted house does not make them woo, Sean Callaghan.
Well, Brian, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
I'm feeling spirits or something around that. I don't know. But
they're here. They're with us.
They're with us.
Yeah.
Gina, we got somebody to roll with Brian. Who's that?
We sure do. Mr. Dan Morris. He's a 30-year financial services veteran from Stamford, Connecticut. He took the entrepreneurial leap 5 years ago, serves as an integral board member and leader. And we're so glad he's here for several of the most prominent nonprofits in his hometown. Welcome, Dan Morris.
How you doing?
Dan, welcome to the party, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah. How you doing on this Why Wednesday?
Excited, ready to go.
All right.
Always ready to go.
What I love it. I'm hearing competitiveness, readiness, Dan. Am I hearing you correctly?
You are?
Yeah, awesome. And a fun fact.
So there's several. The one I'll go with is that I used to Christmas Carol with Harry Chapin every year in Brooklyn and New York City.
God.
Yeah.
Wow, very cool. Harry Chapin, is that who sang
Cats in the Cradle? Yep.
Yes.
That's an extraordinary song.
Extraordinary.
That was a song that my mom always said reminded me potentially of my relationship with my dad. So
I think there's a lot of sons that think that way with their dads and vice
Now,
versa.
Sean, I don't know this song, so can you sing a couple lines of it for me?
So glad, Bella.
I definitely cannot sing, but perhaps we could take it out, team of the Real Raw today with Cats in the Cradle. Maybe let's go out that way today. But yes, Bella, you are.
You're not afraid of rejection, are you, for singing, are you? Wait, you won't give me a couple of lines?
Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon. Little
boy blue and the man in the moon.
Man on the moon.
When are you coming home, Dad? I don't know
Don't
when.
know when, but we'll get together
then.
Hey, the team helped you out, Sean. I'm so proud of you.
Brian, and welcome. That is extraordinary. Gina, great job. Maybe much better than mine. Let's drop in with the judges.
All right. First, we have Michelle Fonseca Camana. She is the founder.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
And I hope I'm saying it right, Michelle. Michelle Fonseca Camana.
Do we get that right, Michelle?
Love it. Well done.
Perfect. She's the founder and principal attorney at West Coast Lemons. Sean, she has the biggest smile on right now. She's shining. Her energy is just so present. She started her law firm in February of 2020, just a little over a year ago, just weeks before the shelter-in-place orders were implemented. Can you imagine? And in her spare time, she mentors women attorneys that are interested in starting their own law firms.
Ooh.
Welcome, Michelle.
Michelle, very exciting stuff. How did you decide to take the leap into entrepreneurship as well as being an attorney?
I kind of ended up at a crossroads where I could have taken over my boss at the time's law firm and really continue his legacy on, or I could kind of start my own business, do things my way, start it from scratch, and kind of create my own legacy. So I went with option 2.
So you're following the path of Bella Verita and liking to do things your own way. Is that what I'm hearing, Michelle?
Oh, yeah.
It's a leadership way, I thought, Sean.
Yes.
That's what the leadership is, right?
Absolutely. There's the world according to the world, and there's a world according to Bella. I think those are two things.
Welcome to my world, Michelle. It's a fantastic world to live in.
I'm just saying, I'm with you girls. Just saying, Sean.
Awesome. So Michelle, congratulations and thank you for being here on that. How about your fun fact for today?
So in my first year of being a solo practitioner, I was actually named as one of 13 women on Yahoo Finance's 2021 Women Who Are Changing the Game in the Legal Industry. So I'm super excited and proud of that.
No, thrilled to hear it. Lots of commonalities circulating. Extraordinary job. And I don't want to, I'll drop in on this real quickly, just from a commonality perspective. So I was 6 months out of law school. I quit my job. I had no relationship capital, had no idea about the superpower of influence and its relationship to selling, marketing, leading, recruiting, and all the things. And on my credit card, started my own firm and said, I'm going to figure out if this crazy stuff these personal development people are talking about actually works. And so that was the beginning 24 years ago. Thankfully, it did. But congratulations on all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. All right, so let us roll forward, Gina. Who we got to play judge with Michelle?
We have Jonathan Fleisher. He attended Rutgers Law School in Newark, and while working in the legal department at Cars for Kids, which I always see those billboards around, Jonathan, a multinational charity organization, he opened up his law firm last year. After passing the bar, he clerked for Judge Arnold Goldman in the Civil Division of the Ocean County Superior Court, and then worked at law offices of Levin, Shea, Pfeffer, and Goldman, where he was known for his efficiency and drive. So we are so glad you're here, Jonathan, hailing from Monmouth County, I think, right? Somewhere near me here?
Yeah, Ocean County.
Oh, Ocean. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Ocean County's in the house. Where'd you grow up, Jonathan?
Grew up in Brooklyn.
Nice. And what part of Ocean are you from now?
Snowman, Toms River.
Nice. Beautiful. And what's your fun fact?
Well, since we were talking about singing, before going to law school, another career option was going into singing. But since I don't do it every day, I could only do it in public if I have a few drinks first. So,
would you like to take a quick shot of tequila and belt out a few notes of a something?
if you guys are okay with me sticking here after I drink some tequila, sure.
Bella, can you approve that?
We'll have shots together.
Well, all right. We'll do it at the end.
5 o'clock somewhere.
So were you wanting to sing Cats in the Cradle when we said that?
I was thinking about it, but like I said, I need to take a couple of shots first.
And Jonathan, what type of music do you like?
It depends on my mood. I once had my playlist going for someone, and he was like, "This doesn't make any sense. Nothing is the same type of music."
You're in right now. What would be like your tune, your artist and song for like right now?
This week I happen to have been listening to Les Miserables a lot, but just because, for no reason, it just happened to be what I've been listening to.
All right, very interesting. Renaissance Man is present in the building. Jonathan, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gina, G Money, we got one more.
We got one more rock star coming out of Texas. DJ Seeger is the president of Seeger Water Corporation in San Antonio. He serves as the treasurer of Kamal Young Republicans, Sean, and on the policy committee of the Texas Young Republicans Federation. He's a young 26-year-old modern conservative leader, passionate and he's invested in the economic growth and future of Texas, and is involved in local South Texas charities that provide emergency services to women and children who are victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. He's like a rock star. Like, we are so glad you're here, DJ. Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you. No, he's not one of my woo friends from Austin, Texas.
He's definitely not one of your woo friends, Bella Breeder from Austin, Texas. So yes, President DJ, how are you?
Very well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, really appreciate you being here, man. And how about a fun fact, DJ?
Well, I was talking to Adam about this earlier. I had dinner with Governor Greg Abbott last night, the Texas governor. So
nice. That is a fun fact.
Yeah. So,
it was one of the topics of conversation that you had with the governor of Texas last night, the fact of a celebration that Bella Verita has left Texas and moved to Florida. Was that like something you discussed with the governor?
What? Why would there be a celebration that I left? The state is probably in devastation, Sean. Like, everyone is in tears. You know what's happening in Texas right now is nobody's leaving their home. They're all being masked up because they are so sad that I'm gone.
Yes. And perhaps the governor and DJ did discuss that, but I think they may have discussed some other topics. And so DJ, the space that you're in the world, like, what are you standing for? What's at cause? I hear what Gina just said, but what's on your heart and what's the mission and vision for your life and career?
I think the important thing, I mean, I've been so blessed in business that I'm in a state that supports business and supports capitalism, and businesses have a lot of flexibility in Texas. And our mask mandate is gone. Restaurants and bars are at 100% capacity again. Governor Abbott wants to make sure that no one's closed, and he's left it to the private businesses and the private property owners to determine whether you're going to require a mask or you're going to reduce capacity. But we want to make sure that no business is suffering at the hands of bureaucracy. And I think for me personally, it comes down to just having that room to facilitate growth and that room to facilitate economic growth. And it's why we're seeing so many people from California come here to Texas. And as treasurer of Young Republicans, I get a lot of their checks from California because they want us to keep doing what we do. So,
so listen, thank you.
Friends are mine.
It's an honor and privilege to have you here, DJ.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You know, as we sit and think about what it is, and we had a very fun role play where we do a magic trick moment where somebody can make up whoever they want me to be. So I was President Biden talking to President Trump yesterday, and I invite everybody to watch that conversation because I guarantee you it functioned in a way that was completely different than what anybody here would expect in the apolitical dynamic. Because at the end of the day, fundamentally, I think when we approach integrous influence in a heart-centered way, because by the way, the mission of Unblinded is leaders causing leaders to lead leaders, like leaders causing leaders to lead leaders, to merge ecosystems, aka to come together for 1 + 1 = 1 trillion relationships, or at least more than 10, and certainly more than 3. 1 + 1 = more than 3, more than 10 trillion, to make the world an even greater place. And the mechanism by which that happens, and I had the unique privilege of being on a board with Bill Gross, the most successful quantitative entrepreneur in the history of the planet. You go, what? Who? Yeah, 7 0 to $1 billion companies. Elon Musk has 3. And so when you sit and talk to Bill, and I wasn't on a 100-person board with Bill, I was on a 5-person board. And Bill, myself, and 3 other people. And what Bill would always talk about is it's the who, and it's about value creation. So if you think about solving challenges facing the planet, for example, environmental issues, how do you create financial incentives? And Bill's got a number of different companies that are designed to do exactly that. So let's say there's carbon in the atmosphere, and it's better if we remove carbon from the atmosphere. We could put in all the regulations in place in the world, and we're not going to reverse the dynamics of the carbon in the atmosphere. And now I'm not getting into the political discussion of what to do and not to do with regulation. But what I do know, and what Bill would teach and share, is that if you can make it so it's more valuable to extract that carbon back from the atmosphere, turn it into a fuel, now we've solved the problem, because we have financial incentives that have been created through capitalism, through the private sector. And whether I would agree with Bill's politics or not, quite frankly, I don't even know what they are. I certainly agree with that. Creating these dynamics where entrepreneurship drives outcomes. So love what you're saying, DJ. And final, Unblinded, another what we often say is that we're here in a capitalist structure to end and lessen suffering. And suffering in a capitalist structure stems, according to us, from the fact that people don't know how to use their process mastery, their influence mastery, integrous influence mastery, and self-mastery to make more money in less time with more magic. And if that takes care of itself, then we're all doing pretty well. And we're creating massive incentives that work in the private space, which I think would be consistent with what you're sharing. So thank you, DJ, for being here. And for
thank you.
Yeah. Gina, we got this woo person that was from Texas, is sort of nomadic, master of so many things, including standing for being one of the top female speakers in the world on that tracking, who hit us with the sales sorceress.
Yes, the sales sorceress, the woman with the biggest heart, like out to make an impact in the world. She started selling crafts on her front lawn when she was 8 years old. So that's how it all began.
This is a capitalist right here. So yes, please go ahead.
She took those sales skills into network marketing and built a 7-figure business, leading thousands to build their 6-figure incomes through network marketing. And when that shut down, she went into business brokerage, building the #1 business brokerage in the state of Nevada. And now she's known for her sales sorcery. That's not woo-woo, is it, Sean? I don't know. As the CEO of Align Sales, she's which is a female sales recruiting agency where she doubles sales revenue, increases sales conversions, and places sales unicorns to help companies scale to grow their money, time, and magic. Sounds like sorcery to me.
Bella Burrito, ladies and gentlemen, on Why Wednesday. Bella, what is present for you? How are you? And what's your fun fact? In any order you want to share those.
What I am present to is it at the current moment is it's such an honor and a privilege to be here with so many extraordinary people. I love what DJ is standing for in the world, definitely, in my home state, and what he's, standing for in the world, and just the incredible achievements of everyone here, Brian, Jonathan, Michelle, Dan, like everybody. So it's an honor and a privilege to, be here one. So that is what's present for me. And my fun fact that I'm going to go with, because DJ lives right by this water park called Schlitterbahn. Now, what is like, because I debated on whether I was going to go with this, because my fun fact was going to be like one that could make Sean Callagy gag. The fact that I made a protein shake out of coffee and spinach.
Oh!
Two things that like he cannot stand. Doesn't do vegetables and doesn't do coffee. So I thought that would be fun. But Schlitterbahn is a water park that is like built into like the Guadalupe River. So it's like part river, part water park. It's the funnest place ever. And I grew up going there every summer as a kid. And DJ like lives right by there. So
amazing. DJ, have you ever been to this extraordinary place?
I am a season pass holder.
And what is your favorite attraction? Is it Schlitterbahn?
It sounds like a Harry Potter, club.
Yes, exactly. One of the schools and institutions in Harry Potter. Do you have a favorite attraction or ride there?
So it's a little bit cliche of Schlitterbahn, but so Schlitterbahn is German for slippery road. And New Braunfels was settled by the Germans, and so it's a very German-themed town. But my favorite is the Master Blaster, which is the world's first. It's no longer the largest, but it was the world's first water roller coaster.
Nice.
And it's definitely the most fun. So
it is so super fun.
Have you been on this thing, Bella?
I have been on this thing. I think we should take an unblinded company trip to Schlitterbahn.
I was just thinking that. That sounds like fun.
That would be very fun. Amazing. Bella, you're extraordinary. It is time to roll. Gina, you are amazing. We love you. And you did a great job today. And we'll see you soon. Mwah.
Okay. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to meet all of you.
Don't let any rock stars make out with you. Okay? Thank you. Yes.
I will do my best. I'll turn my cheek, Sean, every time.
Turning that cheek. That's like a thing for Gina. She gets pursued by Jersey rock stars all over the Jersey Shore. And that's not true. So Bella Verita, are you ready to roll?
I am ready to do this, Sean. Let's go.
Who's going first?
Ooh. Wait a minute. Let's go with Brian. I'm excited for this story.
Nice. Brian, would you accept the opportunity to go first?
I will accept that opportunity. Am I a participant or a judge?
I think you're a participant.
Yeah, I have you as they're labeled as a participant.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to be a participant. I thought I was going to be a judge. So if there's someone who thought they were going to be a participant and are a judge, I'd be happy to switch.
Do that. So thank you very much for that. The way Gina introed everybody, that was the mechanism. But Michelle, Jonathan, or DJ, did one of you think you were being a participant?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm fine doing whatever. I'm flexible.
Hey, DJ and Dan might be kind of fun.
Yeah, Brian, do you want to let DJ? Do you want to step into that role, or
sure?
Okay, all right. So great. Let's go, DJ. And since DJ is just moving over, why don't we start with Dan? Bella.
All right, Dan.
All right.
Bella
What do you need?
Yeah, Bella Verita will be anybody you want her to be. This whole dynamic is about the power of going from hello to yes. So, for example, my fun fact is I woke up on Sunday morning present to a problem in the world. And the problem that I was present to is that there's a 70% unemployment rate for blind people, which I happen to be one of. And that rate of unemployment for the blind is unchanged for 6 decades. So we decided to do a little fundraiser. So Bella, like you do a car wash, you'd perhaps have a lemonade stand and sell cookies or something. And it was just like this. And we assembled some people. So Bella, I'll ask Dan. Dan, what would you think would be a really good job from Sunday morning to Wednesday morning in raising money when people were not organized in any way to do it and said, we're going to do a thing and raise some money between Sunday and Wednesday morning, 72 hours. What would be a number you'd be like, hey, that's a really good job?
I would say, given what I know about you, Sean, and the network that you keep and the people you would draw in, I would say $15,000 in 3 days.
Okay. And what would be a number that you'd say, wow?
I would say 50,000 or above.
And what would be a number you go, Sean, I don't think I believe you?
$250,000.
$416,000 in 72 hours.
So you're right. I don't believe you.
So you will see that plastered everywhere.
I would be plastering it.
Yeah, because tonight we're going to win Business Mastery. And the president of the American Foundation for the Blind, Kirk Adams, who is our guest there and a dear friend of mine. I had the privilege of being on the board of trustees of the AFB. We are hopeful he will be making that acceptance speech this evening. We outraised every team by 10x. And who knows, maybe the big man, Tony Robbins, might just add something to that. So we will be finding out if I am correct. But the 416 is in and done in that period. So that, why do I bring that up? I bring it up because that's what we're doing here. We're going from hello to yes. So how do we go from hello to yes in our selling, our marketing, our leading, our recruiting, our messaging, our managing, the causing of relationship? Everything begins after yes. So we have fun with it. We drop into like fun energy and aspirational energy and heart-centeredness and Zeus energy, and we like rotate through all those crazy energies because that's what influence actually looks like in the real world. Like how you create like disruption, the opening of listening. So Dan, Belle will be anybody you want her to be. Just, we suggest you make it a yes that's relevant to you. So you have like some real investment in the process. She could be an ideal client. She could be somebody that might be an alliance partner. She could be anybody you want her to be. What say you? Who is Bella?
So we'll go with Bella being somebody that has filled out something online that I have out there that is for some financial security, specifically thinking about the family. She's, she has family, kids, younger, wants to make sure that they can be taken care of and is looking at the options, maybe a little confused as to where to go.
Yes. Bella is never confused at where to go. So this will be a fun.
That's why I had to throw that in there.
Right, Bella?
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
I'm never confused, John, ever.
Never. All right, let's take it in. Take us in, Bella.
You want to tell them it's a 6-minute conversation broken up?
Yep, 6-minute conversation broken in half at 3 minutes, Dan and DJ. So the first half, judges, we're looking at the connection level Dan and DJ create, maybe putting a little something at stake. The second round is where they'll be talking more about themselves and getting to the yes. But that does not need to be in the first round. So please take us in, Bella.
Hello, Dan.
Well, how you doing, Bella? Good to see you.
Thank you. So great to see you as well.
I just wanted to touch base with you. I saw that you'd filled out a form and just wanted to make sure that you understand what I'm about and what I can do and how I help, and then understand a little bit about where you are and what you're looking for from me. So how does that sound?
That sounds great.
Terrific. So where are you calling me from?
I am from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Fort Lauderdale. Oh, it's great down there. How's the weather?
Oh my God, it's amazing.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm up in Stanford. It's a little cloudy out right now. We've had a bad winter, so I'm kind of looking forward to you bringing some of that weather up north with us.
There you go.
Excellent. So I saw on the form that you have some questions regarding, sort of financial protection and the things that, you want to make sure that your family is taken care of. Is there anything else that I should be looking at or be worried about?
No, I am, recently divorced. You may have seen a TV show about me. My former husband and I, we had a TV show with our 8 kids, and now it's just me, and I'm not sure what to do. And I want to make sure that I'm financially responsible and headed in the right direction.
Right. Well, I can understand that. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. You used to share it with a significant other, and now suddenly you're the person that's making all the decisions. And you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to be in the right position for your family and making sure that you're able to provide what is necessary for them.
Yeah.
So what I do is I help with the path, right? So, you're at a certain point right now and you have an idea of where you want to go, right? So let's say you're in Fort Lauderdale, just to use a metaphor, and I'm telling you that in an hour, you have to get in the car and you have to drive to Walla Walla, Washington, right? So you're going to have to drive to Walla Walla. I'm giving you an hour to get ready, pack a bag, and off you go. So the question—
Do I get to go by helicopter or I got to drive?
No, you're driving. You're driving. So the real question is, do you just point your car in what you think the direction is to Walla Walla? Or are you looking for something to get you there, like a Google Maps, Waze, old school MapQuest?
Excuse me,
So
Bella.
what I am
Sorry,
is,
so sorry. You can bounce back to Dan in a second, but your husband is calling from Bali. Your ex-husband, he's with his 22-year-old girlfriend. He's very annoyed. The kids keep texting him to say, I love you, and he doesn't want to hear from them. He's busy. So can you take the call?
Oh my God. Dan, pardon me. I'll be right back.
no worries.
Dan, excellent job, my friend. How'd that feel for you in round one?
It felt good. I'll be honest that I usually get the, hey, Bella, how are you doing? And I usually get the reciprocal, I'm great, how are you? Right. Yeah. And so I felt that I was locked in on, I have a very good response to that. And so I was kind of thrown a little that she didn't throw it at me. So then I had to, so now I'm having to do a little dancing, but I caught my second wind and I felt that it started to go.
So one of the fun things we talk about all the time is the absence of all scripting. And I'm not saying that you're scripted at all.
Mm-hmm.
The flow of the formula that we teach creates the depth of rapport every time in any direction because we're speaking into the listening of people. We'll demonstrate that a little later. Excellent job, Dan. DJ, are you ready, my friend?
Sure am.
Okay. Who would you like Bella to be?
Bella, you are a property manager for a shopping center in San Antonio. And I am approaching you to solicit Seeger Water's services. We are I think what you should know is that we're an irrigation company. We specialize in the design, installation, and management of landscape irrigation systems. So our goal is to save you money on water.
Oh, I love it. And so we're going to remember the Alamo, Bella, in San Antonio land, and take us in.
Hello, DJ.
Hi, Bella. How are you?
I'm excellent. How about yourself?
Excellent. I wanted to stop in and congratulate you on your new position as senior property manager for the Alamo Quarry Market.
Thank you.
And welcome you to San Antonio.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I hear you're new to the area. So where'd you move in from?
I moved in from Austin. So I was in Austin and we, took the long, hard roll, heading east a little bit. I think San Antonio's east, heading east a little bit to San Antonio. It was a rough drive.
Wow. Yeah. That hour will get you on 35.
It definitely will. It definitely will. Any time spent on I-35 is not a good time. But yeah, so we're here.
That's awesome. Well, so I heard that you're new to the commercial real estate side. I think you came from residential.
Yes.
So I'm from Seeger Water. I'm the president of Seeger Water. We're a landscape irrigation company. We've been in business since 1987. My dad started the company, and about 3 years ago, I became president of the company. And we specialize in managing landscape irrigation systems, and we really put a heavy emphasis and focus on water management and water conservation. So we want to make sure that the landscape looks beautiful and that the sprinklers are working, but we also want to make sure that we're setting those watering times at the right time, and we're measuring how much water we're using so that we're not overwatering and we're not underwatering. So I have some information I'll give you. I'm going to leave you with a packet. And I'd love to invite your office to a lunch and learn with Seeger Water. We will pay for y'all's lunch and teach you a little bit more about what we do.
Fantastic. Sounds great.
Awesome. I think I jumped to the yes on that one.
I think you did too, but you offered me a free lunch, so I'm not saying
Bella,
I offer all of my clients lunch.
Before you say yes, there's another irrigation company, and they're offering bottles of tequila. So maybe we'll bounce back in a minute. You can talk to those guys.
Sounds good. Camera.
Yes.
I'll move to Texas for that bottle of tequila for that landscaping.
Let's go.
Excellent work. Let's drop in with the judges and see what they got. Michelle, how are you?
Doing well.
All right. So how about we start, please, Michelle, with Dan. And we're going to go 30 seconds of feedback, if you don't mind. And Bella will be the time integrity keeper and goddess. And in those 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds will work. 15 seconds will can be optimized. And then a score, please, on a scale of 1 to 10. Sound fair?
Sounds good.
And when the time is up, you will hear and your score is, and that is your cue to wrap things up.
Okay.
Go ahead, please, Michelle. What do you have for Dan?
All right, Dan, I think you did a great job. You know, you come across as very friendly, very personable. She seemed very at ease talking to you about this, you know, pretty serious situation with, you know, financial protection for her family. And I completely hear where you're coming from with the waiting for the how are you, so you can kind of jump into, okay, let me tell you a story. So I think just be aware that that can happen and just, you know, launch into this story, you know, oh my gosh, you know, this morning my kid did this, or, you know, my dog did this. And then that'll segue them into being able to talk about their family.
And your score is?
I would say a 7.8. You did a great job.
Excellent. And how about for DJ, Michelle?
Okay, so DJ, again, really good job on, you know, being personable, friendly. I like how you started with, you know, knowing something about her, congratulating her on that new role. I think that was a great way to start that conversation. I think you did jump to the yes a little quickly. So maybe have her ask her questions to get her to realize that she has a problem that you have the solution for. So maybe ask her about their processes for irrigation and sprinklers and stuff. And then, you know, then you get to come in with a yes and say, hey, we've got the perfect solution for you.
And your score is?
I'd say a 7.6.
Nice. Michelle, great energy, great feedback. Thank you for that. Brian, my friend, what do you have, please, for Dan?
Dan, great job. I was very impressed. You came across as very genuine and authentic. And I can tell you've had these conversations many times with many people over the phone. Now, it sounds like the woman or Bella had filled out a card, which is what prompted you to call her. I would have expected maybe to hear a thank you for filling out the card in the beginning. Thank you for filling out the card, but the way you opened it was perfect anyway. So I thought that was very good. Down to earth and friendly.
And your score is?
My score is 9.
Excellent. And how about for DJ?
DJ, very good as well. You came across as authentic and genuine, just like Dan. I really liked your open with the congratulations. You know, I thought that came across really well. Great summary of your business, the way you talk about it's a family business, your dad founded it, that really brings it around. And just the idea of water conservation and water management, that's a big selling point too. So that was huge. Is the goal to get Bella to go to lunch, or is the goal to get to a yes about something else? That was kind of my one question.
Whatever the relevant yes is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want the yes for a longer meeting or lunch, that's awesome. Yep.
So I'll jump in on that real quick. So I know that on Michelle's feedback, it was, you know, not explaining the services. So what I've found, I get a lot of salespeople in my office, particularly insurance sales. And about the only way now that I will listen to a salesperson is if they buy me food. Otherwise, I really don't care to hear about it. I love my current insurance company. So if you're going to get me to buy something or even listen to what you're trying to sell, food is a great place to start. And I've learned that with property managers. These property managers, particularly in Texas, it's usually 1 or 2 people, and they're responsible for everything on that property. Everything from collecting checks from the tenant to the lights go out, the HVAC stops working, filters need to be changed, there's drainage problems, there's security issues. So they have all these things they have to deal with. And so in order to solicit to them, you've got to make yourself really well known to them, and you've got to put yourself in front of them. And I think one of the best ways to do that is over food. So I never dive right in like, hey, we're Secret Water. In 2020, we saved 3 million gallons of water for our customers. And in 2021, we're trying to save 6 million gallons. And we have these remote irrigation systems because frankly, the property manager doesn't care as long as she looks good at the end of the day. So
question, do you bring pizza? Like if I want
No, pizza's terrible. No, it's too middle school.
I'm like a middle schooler. So Bella would like something else though. So what would you have for lunch for Bella?
So being that she's the new property manager for the Quarry Market, I would take her to Cappy's in Alamo Heights, right around the corner from the Quarry Market. It's upper end American Italian fare, pretty eclectic restaurant. And it's a great place for a business meeting because there's
yes and more
places.
yes.
Yes. and I want pizza. No, excellent job. So thank you, DJ.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Jonathan, what do you have for these fine folks? Let's start with Dan.
All right. So for Dan, I thought you did a great idea starting out saying that you wanted to know what she was looking. You already knew what she was looking for. It was, sort of summing up her situation was good. I would say that once she started talking about the divorce, probably a little more, I don't know, sympathy or empathy probably would have obviously not getting too involved, but just a little bit. Only other comment was, I know if I get a call from salespeople and they ask me about the weather, like I'll probably hang up within 10 seconds because I don't know, it's just too cliche for me. But yeah, I think probably find something that's a little bit more specific to talk about than the weather. But other than that, I thought it was very good. My score is, I'll give a 7.8.
Excellent. And for DJ, please.
So DJ also, I thought obviously you came across very, very friendly, outgoing. Summing up her situation was good. Another thing which I'm going to kind of disagree with Brian on, if I'm getting a call from someone out of the blue, I don't know that I care to know how long you've been president of the company or whether your father owned it. Maybe I should care more, but I probably don't when I'm getting a call from like a random salesman. But the water conservation, I think you have to sell it as a win for them, money-wise more, which I didn't really focus on that. I'll give it an 8.0.
Nice. All right, round two, we're ready to go. We thank you, Jonathan, Michelle, and Brian for your feedback in round one. Dan and DJ ready to go in round two. DJ, Bella's got this tequila offer. You're talking restaurant. She's thinking shots. Who knows what she's thinking? You ready for round two, my friend?
Awesome. Hey, Bella. So I'd like to take your office to lunch at Cappy's. We have a private meeting room there that we use, and I'd like to show you guys a little bit about what we do, show you some of the technology that we've incorporated into our irrigation systems, as well as show you our successes that we've had. In 2020, we conserved 3 million gallons of water with our customers here in San Antonio. And this year we want to conserve 6 million, and I'd like to show you how we do that. And I think food is a great way to do that with you and with your office.
What happens for us though? Like, so I get that, you want to, save 6 billion gallons of water, and, I hear a lot about how this helps you, but what does this do for us? Is this like?
It's your water bill. So you're, as property manager, you've got your owners call in to keep the overhead costs of that property as low as possible. And so and we could certainly help you do that by keeping your water costs down. And here in San Antonio, with our watering restrictions and our increasing prices on water, it's definitely going to be something that property managers need to take into consideration in the future.
But, there was someone from Callagy Irrigation that just came in right before you, and like lunch sounds amazing, but like they're offering like happy hour, tequila's involved. So like, what makes your irrigation company, like why would I want to go with you guys versus Callagy Irrigation?
Because we're far more invested in our work rather than the flash and awe of a sales meeting. So we can actually save you water.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can save water too.
Well, you're paying for the vodka that they're buying you.
How so? How do you think?
Well, they'll put it in your next invoice.
How do you know that? I don't know. They seem to be pretty integrous over there. I don't know that they would do that.
So I'm going to go off key for a second. So in Texas, it's illegal to provide alcohol to a property manager. It would violate the ethics rules of real estate licensing. So it's hard to compete with that, because part of me would say, I need to call the Texas Real Estate Commission and be like, hey, wait a minute, we have a legal violation here. So sorry to go off key there.
That would be, so what if they're offering lunch as well? Like, what would be if somebody else?
Wait, we have to hold up. The police are at the door and they want to ask you some questions about tequila, bribery, violation of real estate code, and property management dynamics. They're here to talk to you. Like, we got to go.
I plead the fifth. I'm calling with
DJ, excellent work, man. Bella's pleading the fifth. While Bella's pleading the fifth, though, Dan, there's like an ex-husband in Tahiti that's looking to like get some help. So please, Bella, take us in.
Hi, Dan. I'm back. Sorry
Hi.
about that interruption.
Oh, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah,
So
you know, the ex doesn't want kids anymore. What are you gonna do?
well, are they good kids? They're your kids, right? So they gotta be.
They're kids. So,
Listen, I have 2 of my own. I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah. So multiply that by like 4.
Okay. All right. So, before John called, I know we were talking about kind of building a roadmap. And, I wanted to just kind of talk through that for a
So you're
second.
familiar with our show, I take it.
I've seen an episode or 2, maybe a trailer.
Okay.
So, I thought you did well on that show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So with what I do, it's not to try and tell you what you need. I try to understand what you want and what you think you need, and I try to help you get to the path that gets you to the best place possible. So, a couple things that we talk about.
Question?
Sure.
This is like, there's a lot of pressure to pay for kids' college.
Okay.
8 kids is a big college bill.
It is.
Like, is that necessary? Like, because I feel like, at this point, kids should be responsible for their own college. So I'm curious if that's something that's got to go into the financial plan. Like, I want to take care of my kids, but I can't, the 8 college just seems so overwhelming.
Right. Well, I will tell you that, education seems to have a very prominent place and a very prominent responsibility for the parents to get their kids educated. Some kids, maybe college is not the right answer. Maybe it is. But what I try and do is provide the flexibility for you that if you choose down the road, let's say you choose today, that's not in the cards, that just can't happen. But down the road, things change for you. That's the thing that what I do in creating a roadmap allows us the flexibility to change the route you're taking. So maybe it's not today, but maybe 5 years from now, your circumstances have changed. And so we can take a look at what is changing for you and we can adapt to what the new reality is then. And that's where we get involved with working with you and for you, not looking at it as we're telling you what to do. We're helping you to understand what you can and cannot do.
Got it.
And so when we go through our process, what we find is that we uncover a lot of needs that you're maybe not thinking through right now, and allows us to then create something that you could say, wow, that could work if this happens, or that can work right now. So I'd love to be able to take you through that process and understand where you are and how we get there.
Now, Bella, the ex-husband's on again. Like, no excuses are there. The scuba boat's waiting.
Dan, can we hide money from my ex-husband? Can we do that?
I would need to understand a little more before we start to put some trust in place.
All right.
Awesome. Excellent work, Dan. How'd that feel for you?
Felt good.
Excellent work. Bella, like the drama that like circulates around you, just like, please.
I know. What are you going to do?
Moth to a flame.
Yep. That's it. So
You gotta keep some excitement around somehow.
Come on, Bella. So DJ, sir, we're going to have a little bit of fun right now if you're up for it. You up for some fun?
Sure.
Okay. So I will go onto the hot seat, and I will be anybody that you choose that I am. And then you can choose who I have to go from hello to yes with on whatever subject you want. So anything from selling lemonade to changing foreign policy, anything in between. What say you? Who would you like me to be?
And then I need to pick somebody else on the call, correct?
It doesn't have to be anybody on the call. We'll get to that, but meaning
Okay.
an avatar, you can pick the avatar. So I am whatever avatar you want, and then you pick the other avatar. Then we'll talk about who actually does it. Yeah.
All right, I'll make it challenging for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you are a lobbyist, and you are. I'll make it a less hot button issue. You're a lobbyist. You're a lobbyist, and your work.
Hot button issue that came through your mind.
Okay, well then you're a lobbyist for Texas' right to life, and you are trying to completely abolish abortion in Texas.
Interesting.
You have a lot of heat up against you.
Yeah, understood. So, and who am I communicating with that I'm trying to go from hello to yes with?
So you are communicating with a Republican senator who is against abortion, but is in favor of the heartbeat bill, which is 6 weeks. So abortion is allowed up to 6 weeks. But your job is to get them to agree with completely abolishing abortion.
Got it. Okay. So dialed in. And how about if would you like to be the senator?
Sure.
Okay. Amazing. All right. So and what, and my position is what? So you're a senator and I'm a lobbyist.
You're a lobbyist and you work for Texas Right to Life.
Got it. Okay. So Senator DJ, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well today. I am in between committee meetings. But how are you?
Good. You have 3 minutes.
I sure do. I sure do.
So I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you for anything specific. I just want to create a 3-minute meeting with you. I'm sorry, a meeting in the future with you, maybe 15 to 30. And I know we got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left out of my ask. So I'll honor your time with integrity. Does that sound fair?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So listen, I know that you stand for things. Like you take a stand in the world for the things that you believe in. Is that correct, Senator DJ?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
Yeah. And in studying your policy work, it is present to me that there's a world full of well-meaning people, but sometimes that don't take a stand because they are concerned with the political, emotional, and complex ramifications of things. And my question for you initially is, in the continuum of, as you look at the continuum of your political career and where all this goes, at the end of the day, what do you want your legacy to be in service of people through government?
That I represented my district well and with integrity, and that I represented their interest, but that I also protect, that I protect life and that I protect the economy, that I protect our environment as well.
Yeah. And so I'm hearing that. I'm hearing your certainty. I'm hearing that this is something that you're not just saying, that's a part of you, that's present. Now, obviously, the framers of our Constitution came up with a mechanism for protecting the rights and decision making of the majority, as well as protecting the interests of the minority. So we're not simply asking what's most popular, but there's a fundamental dynamic, Senator, I think you'd agree with, that's designed to protect the rights of those that have less of or no voice at all. Is that a fair synopsis?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so what I request is in this final minute, if I may share a bit about myself, is a meeting, if it resonates with you. So that's going to be my ask. I'm not asking yet. I know we have 45 seconds left. So would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself, Senator?
Absolutely, yes.
So what I'm about is heart, love, and empathy. And I'm about taking a position for all people. And you know what I do, I think. We've seen each other around. And I work as a lobbyist in the right to life space. But my request, before I have my question to you, is not to be perceived as judgmental, as making anybody wrong. The empathy that I possess and drive forward on behalf of my client is one that is present to the rights of every woman in this country, is present to the complexity of this issue and making nobody wrong. And at the same time, desiring conversation with you about a very complicated issue and how potentially your stand on it could be not only integrous and heart-centered, but a dramatic and meaningful accelerant to your career and the service you're looking to provide and impact you're looking to make. So with that said, and just feeling me, without getting into the issue, would it be worth a half an hour of your time to have a longer conversation, sir?
Absolutely. Love to meet with you and my legislative director together.
Yes. And I will not buy you tequila or pizza. No.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
How did that feel for you, DJ?
Pretty good. I like that you're not jumping to the gun on what the issue is and what exactly you want. it's a good way to get in the door.
Excellent. So Bella, how'd that feel for you?
You know, what I was present to as I was listening is that, you know, you always come forth with heart and integrity, and appealing to where the value is for the other person. And in seeking that, yes, it was leaning into what was valuable for them first. And, you know, there's been 2 back-to-back, like kind of political things, and just your ability. Oh my God, I'm gonna sneeze.
God bless you.
Back to you. This could be a long situation.
Thank you. Got you. So Bella might rip off a dozen sneezes in a row. We like to count them. So Bella, if you want to, we could, like, help you count, but we'll come back to that. So Michelle, let's jump in with some feedback for our fine participants. Let's start with DJ. Michelle, what did you have in 30 seconds or so, please?
So, I mean, I love the food idea. Who doesn't want, you know, a free meal? So I think that is a gold sales tactic right there. But, you know, going off of what Jonathan was saying, I think you've got good statistics as far as how this helps the world, but you need to bring those statistics back to, okay, before us, they used to pay this much, and after us, this is how much they pay. This is how much money I'm going to actually save you. You need to kind of give them something to want to go with you besides just, oh, we have great customer service. You know, it's all about money.
And your score is?
An 8.0.
Nice. Excellent work, Michelle. Bella, by the way, how many sneezes?
That one was only 4 or 5, I think, which was cool, which was very low on the spectrum. And yeah, so.
Well, thank you. Well, God bless. Okay. So Michelle, what'd you have for Dan, please?
So Dan, just the tone of your voice, honestly, is like soothing to me. You know, if you were trying to sell something to me, I wouldn't automatically be on edge. So, you know, work it as much as you can. I love that you made it about the customer. You know, you weren't trying to push them on, oh, you need to do this for college. You need to do this for, you know, retirement plan. You know, you were truly invested in, okay, what are your needs? And I can give you options. And I think that is the most genuine way to approach a sale.
And your score is?
An 8.5.
Michelle, you have such soothing, resonant, heart-centered, light but certain energy. It's extraordinary, and we really appreciate being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah. And how was your day on the railroad?
It was awesome. This was a lot of fun, and honestly, I learned a lot from, you know, seeing everyone go through this process, and then, you know, seeing you take that hot button issue and kind of diffuse, you know, the bomb that is was really cool to see, and it's given me some motivation to, you know, keep working on my own skills.
Well, thank you. And it's influence. Integrous influence is a never-ending journey of mastery. Never. And knowing what to do with it creates exponentially different results. So thank you again, Michelle, for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Brian, what do you have, please, sir, let's start with DJ.
DJ, I love that you invited the whole office to lunch. That shows that you're really serious. When you're talking to a property manager, maybe talking about how you're going to save her client or her customer money. That's an important thing. And I think she kind of got at that, but how are you going to improve their net operating income, the bottom line? And I think that Bella's pushing back on you revealed a little bit of weakness in your confidence about your superiority over the competition. And you might want to just think about that. And I would give you 7.
Nice. And how about for Dan, please?
Dan, great job building rapport over the kids. You used her husband's name, John, and then you also used some flattery about her on the show. Her college question to you, I thought your answer was both good and a little bit went on a little bit too long. It allowed you to reveal your expertise and knowledge about saving for college tuition, but then your explanation kind of went on to the point where she was just sort of nodding without paying attention anymore.
And your score is?
8.
Courageous and deep feedback, my friend. And a lot of fine folks come on and they say nice things and they share. But this group today has really given courageous, heart-centered, real feedback with love and empathy. So really appreciate that very, very much. Brian, and how was your day on the Raw?
Oh, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it, Sean.
Yeah, really appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Brian. And
Thank
Jonathan, taking us home in the feedback for today. What do you have, please, for DJ?
So for DJ, again, you always have a good energy, and I think you connect well with people naturally, which is probably, I would say, your greatest strength in the call. But to echo more or less what everyone else was saying, I think if you're talking to a property manager, the first thing you want to give them is statistics. Like we save an average of 5%, 15 minutes, I'll save you 15% or more, something like that. And then when she started pushing back with your competition, I think, you got to have something. You have to have a point for your company that makes your company special if you're going to stand out against the competition.
And your score is?
7.8.
Nice. And how about for Dan, please, Jonathan?
So for Dan, good job not talking about the weather this time and just finding specifics. I think you did a great job on that. I think it creates a natural connection and it creates trust. And then when she was pushing about the college, which was kind of off topic, when she first asked the question, I thought you would get thrown by that, but it was a good job pivoting and keeping it general enough that you sort of gave confidence that you would be able to deal with issues as they come up. So that's pretty much what I like for you. I'd give him 8.8.
Jonathan, excellent work. And again, thanks for your candor and direct and open feedback. And how was your day on the Real Raw on this Why Wednesday?
It was good. Fun.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Dan, how about yourself, man? How was your day? You did a beautiful job. Love the friendliness, there's like a looseness and a presence and a fluidity to you that was very real and present. So excellent work, man. And how was your day here today?
That's great. I mean, you always learn when you do things like this. I felt that it was very comfortable.
Things like this, Dan. What things like this? I'm kidding. So excellent.
Can I ask you one question, Sean? Because there is an affinity for this, but I know that you are legally blind. Do you have a particular condition?
I do. I have retinitis pigmentosa.
So does my daughter.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
She's okay. She's actually a sophomore at Boston University. She fights. The good thing is that the particular strain she has, it appears that Boston Eye and Ear is going to be able to CRISPR and cure her inside of 5 years.
Oh my God. That's and what strain, if I may ask?
I think it's RPRG. I have it written down somewhere. I could send it to you, but I had a feeling you had RP or you had rod cone dystrophy because I saw you looking at the phone. It's very similar to what my daughter does.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And she's in our thoughts and prayers, as are many. And so, what we just did for the American Foundation for the Blind.
That's terrific.
Great and resonates. And, it's been an interesting journey. So
for us as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
DJ, love the certainty, love the articulate dynamics that are present for you. Love the quick thought and moving through things, the intentionality behind what you do. So really appreciate you being here, man. And how about how was your day here?
It's awesome. It's good. Good use of my time. My only hour I have today.
Well, thank you.
I'm actually going to head back into the house chambers here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it, take it home right now. So thank you again, DJ, for being here. Here's the bottom line. Influence is a superpower. Know what to do with it, change the world. The distinctions between what happened for Donald Trump in this last election and what happened to him in the first election were about microscopic distinctions, forgetting politics, forgetting who you like and don't like. There's a reason he lost. There's a reason that Biden won, in addition to all of the dynamics of media and bias. And I'm not talking about anything political. It's what Harvard says. And Harvard is very left-leaning. And there's a reason why he beat Hillary Clinton and Hillary Clinton struggled, and why Ronald Reagan won and Bill Clinton won and Bush won and Obama won. All of these things have to do with micro distinctions and influence that are incredibly powerful, and why we created jury verdicts that people said we couldn't possibly win, and why I broke all the sales records on Tony Robbins' stage after they've been doing what they've been doing for 40 years. So that's what's present. We're on Clubhouse regularly. You want to know more? We're on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Understand Clubhouse, which I make no money from saying this, is such a mind-numbing innovation in platforms. It's a like black time-sucking hole and vortex that could destroy your dreams, or it could be leveraged unbelievably, right? And we're talking about how to do that. So Bella Verita, quick final as our guests have to roll.
I would just say, quick final is, there's a formula. So, Dan, I love that you just shared with us about your daughter and the formula that Sean has innovated for 23 years is what is changing the unemployment rate for the blind, is what raised $400,000 plus for the blind, for the American Foundation for the Blind. Is there is a formula, and he shares that every Monday night on Clubhouse. So definitely would love to see everyone back for that.
Yeah. And thank you, Bella, for everything you do, your heart, your influence, your presence, your strength, all of it. And final, and I say this with love and respect, but like this is like the Scotoma creator. I have a $250,000 bet for charity that has been unanswered, that I cannot be out influenced on a neutral set of facts. There's no ego in that. There's simply the desire to have that be present, because there is somebody like Usain Bolt who's the fastest runner in the world. I am all for making influence an integrous, heart-centered, competitive sport. And that's why I say it. And if anybody beats me, I give $250,000 to their charity. And if not, they give $250,000 to the AFB. Nobody's like rang my phone yet. Hopefully they will soon. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. Happy Why Wednesday. Let's go get it. Because Bella Verita, we are all blind.
And just learning to see.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
Thank you.